Hi, I'm John Konsin. I'm CEO of Prapela Incorporated, and we're a company that's introducing a new technology called Stochastic Vibrotactile Stimulation, or SVS. What Prapela does is we actually relax newborns like a car ride, only a lot safer.
Well, see, let's just start with the fact that you just used a really big word, such a big word. So before we get to who you are, what you do, what is that big word that you used? And pronounce it one more time so that way I got it.
Yeah. So the word is Stochastic Vibrotactile Stimulation, or SVS. It was developed at Harvard, University of Massachusetts, and Mass General Hospital. Mm-hmm. It is, simply put, a random gentle vibration that's been found to improve relaxation, breathing, heart rate, and oxygenation in newborns. Okay,
I like that. We're going to go back to that word. I'm loving it. John, I've known you for a few years now.
Yeah.
Where did you start? What's your background, and why did you decide to come into this world and provide the service? And we're going to talk about why it's needed.
Well, after spending about 30 plus years in large medical device and consumer product companies, climbing the ladder, actually becoming a CEO of a mid-tier company, I spent a year consulting with Harvard's Wyss Institute. And during that time, they introduced me to several unique technologies, asking me, how do we get this to market? So as I was advising them, they introduced me to this technology, SVS, that among its many applications helps improve breathing and relaxation in opioid-exposed newborns. Well, a month after they introduced this technology to me, my own stepson suffered from an overdose, and we were able to revive him. He's doing great now. But I knew right then and there that this was my calling. So I asked Harvard, UMass, and MGH if I could create a company to bring this amazing innovation to help mothers and babies worldwide.
So it's just so interesting where whenever there's amazing technology that comes out, technology, an idea, concept that was that pain point. If someone came, well, I'm not even just someone, I'm just going to ask, where you had a situation with your stepson and then you went to babies, why not do something for adults that are having situations with opioids versus going the route of an infant?
Yeah, I just saw this as a gift because the clinical data was already provided at Harvard that showed it really improved opioid-exposed newborns. And in addition to that, every newborn has a mother that's fighting addiction herself. So in a way, I was doing the best of both worlds, taking care of babies and taking care of adults that were suffering from addiction.
What have you found how does it work?
So what it does is it's a gentle random vibration like you find in a car. When you drive down a highway, your car's suspension takes all the bumps out of the road and makes a gentle vibration. But because the road surface changes, what happens is it creates a random vibration. And what Harvard developed over 10 years was a random gentle vibration that stimulates or boosts the parts of the brain that are responsible for heart rate and breathing. And when a baby breathes more rhythmically when this vibration is on, they actually relax, just like we do as adults. So it improves oxygenation, it improves breathing, heart rate, and helps relax newborns.
Is this used more at hospitals, or can I just purchase it at any local Babies R Us, put it in the crib and be done with it? And how long am I to use it for the baby?
So we recommend it's used for the first 100 days and for babies that are healthy, as well as babies that may be suffering from some medical conditions. So we are simultaneously pursuing and providing our technology to the consumer market on our website, prapela.com. Soon we'll be on Amazon with our consumer product. We're also pursuing FDA designation and clearance for its use in specific medical applications in the hospital. And just at the end of last year, the FDA granted us a breakthrough device designation, which means that they're proactively going to be helping us on the path towards regulatory clearance so we can provide this product to hospitals to treat medical conditions.
Okay, you said the medical application. What medical applications are you focusing on the most?
Yeah, the first one is to help with a condition called neonatal abstinence syndrome, which is the clinical definition of an infant that's been exposed to opioids during pregnancy and they withdraw from those opioids shortly after birth. That condition is called neonatal abstinence syndrome. The second condition that we attempt to get FDA clearance from is apnea of prematurity. And that occurs in about 50% of all premature infants. That's when they have trouble breathing and they have a very slow heart rate. So this amazing technology, doesn't matter if a baby's breathing slow or too fast, or their heart rate's too slow or too fast, it moves all those heartbeats and those breathing rates into a healthy rhythmic range.
After the 100 days, do you find people using the product, or are they finding that it didn't work? I mean, what is the success rate of the product?
Yeah, so we're still finding out about how effective it is after an infant exceeds 25 pounds. We do know that with all the clinical data that we have, it's been mostly on newborns up to 100 days. So we're still collecting more information. But what we do know is that in all likelihood, as a baby gets larger and gains weight, we will have to modify the vibration, make it perhaps a little bit stronger so it's just as effective for children that are a little bit older. But right now, we don't have that data. So for the first 100 days, it does an amazing job in helping babies doing what I'm describing.
And again, I know that there's something right behind you. Is that the box that it comes in, or is it put in cribs? Like where are we putting this?
Yeah, so the pad itself is inserted in the consumer product, and you have two examples of our baby boxes. So they fits perfectly into a baby box for use at home. Yep. And the hospital product is designed to fit into the standard hospital bassinet that we're really familiar with, those clear polycarbonate bassinets that we see in hospital nurseries. It slides right into the bottom and replaces a standard hospital bassinet.
Well, it's so funny. So I pointed that out. I mean, mind you, I already know about the product, but I wanted to point out the box because understanding the bassinet in the hospital, everyone gets it. Everyone's seen pictures of it, etc. You have the crib at home. You have the little bassinet. You bring the little beautifulfulness of it. But if someone sees a box, they're thinking, I'm not putting my baby in a box. So what is the purpose of the box, and why not just eliminate the box entirely and just say it's going to go into a bassinet?
Yeah, well, because there's no standard size bassinet anywhere in the world. So it would require us to make many, many different sizes to fit all the different types of bassinets that are out there. Here we have a standard size box, useful for the first 100 days. And another nice thing about our box is it actually folds very simply and very easily. And so what that allows us to do is ship it around the globe very inexpensively, along with the pad that comes with it. So we can basically build an affordable product that can be used in any room of the house for the first 100 days. And storage is simple.
Fantastic. During this, so how big is your team, and how long have you been working on this product?
So Prapela started in January 2017 as something that I wanted to do shortly after my experience at Harvard. We became an LLC the very next year, and then the very next year after that, 2019, we became a C Corp. In the past year, we've won $1.7 million in equity-free awards and grants, including—
Just that? Oh my God, that's such cheap change. Just that.
And with that funds, we've created our first company headquarters where I'm at today. It's actually located in Biddeford, Maine, on the seacoast of Maine, a short train ride from Boston, and very, very close to where our product is manufactured, which is in Portland, Maine. We just hired our first employee besides myself. So joining me is Amanda Shea, and Amanda is helping us out with our marketing and business strategy. She's also an e-commerce wizard, as well as a social media wizard. So over the last month or two, we've finally started to build up awareness among our target audiences as to who we are, what we do, in the hopes that as this COVID-19 issue breaks, that we can then break free from that and build our business aggressively.
Great little segue. What has COVID done for you? So we are in this pandemic, you're up in Maine. How has it changed your thought process? How has it changed your company? How are you taking care of your family?
Yeah, so it had a huge immediate impact on our business in three different ways. One, it basically stalled all of the clinical study work that we were doing that was required for FDA regulatory clearance, because the children's hospital that we were working with to do that study basically had to pay attention to COVID precautions in children's hospital.
Yep.
Another way that it stopped us is we had just announced a pediatric office program where we were signing up in a pilot program, pediatric offices, to demonstrate and show parents of newborn children the effectiveness of our product. And of course, their business changed dramatically. No more were they getting frequent office visits from first-time parents. And so it basically eliminated their ability to showcase our product. And then finally, it prevented us from just going out to different baby shows and meetings, as well as medical association meetings, talking about our product. So it hit us in all three ways very dramatically. And frankly, what we've been doing is, thank goodness for our $1 million award that we received from Ohio near the end of last year. We've been utilizing that. We've also taken advantage of the Paycheck Protection Program to keep us going. And we're still here. We're really strong, and we're excited about the future.
So what have you been doing during this time? So now everything's pretty much at a halt. You have a new team member. Again, you're Safeguard, but what are you doing now to pivot? And also, what are you going to do? Like, let's just say like tomorrow the doors open and we're back to our new normal. What's your first day looking like?
So what we've been doing is really been taking this time to do two things: really listen to our advisors, to pediatricians, to neonatologists, and to parents about our product, our technology, and how to more effectively position it and communicate the benefits of it. So we've really learned a lot over the last 2.5 months, where some preconceived notions that I had last year were proven wrong. So that's been very helpful. And as it opens up tomorrow, if it were to open up tomorrow, what would we be doing? We'd be going to medical association meetings, meeting with pediatricians. We'd be going to meet with mothers that are excited about our product, as well as their fathers. And of course, we'd be doing some outreach to more person-to-person these organizations that are caring for both opioid-exposed babies and their mothers. And we'd be doing it in person.
Now, mind you, you just said that thing that most people are just like, what? In person? What? So yeah. How is that going to change the dynamics of how you do business? Because that whole entire in-person and anxiety come hand in hand now.
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks to the internet and all the new tools, we're finding that we can effectively train our customers over the internet. So just yesterday, or this week, I should say, we did a training session with one of the leading centers in the United States that cares for opioid-exposed babies. We had their staff on the Zoom call, and thank goodness our product is so simple to use. It's literally just basically turning it on and laying a baby flat on its back on top of the vibrating pad. It's really essentially all you need to do. But still, there's some questions, and we're finding that that's an effective way to train. We're also experimenting with some video outreach programs that we're going to be introducing. And last but not least, we're working hard to get ready for a launch on Amazon later on this summer.
Okay, good. So it's like 50-50 split in regards of your people time versus your online engagement. Yeah, as long as they were able to engage with you and ask questions, etc. The product, when I first saw it, was very similar. Reminded me of those little bouncy chairs. Yeah. People like people like to put their kids in. You put it in setting number 1, number 2, number 3. It's constantly shaking. Someone sees your product and someone sees that, and they're like, well, why can't I put my infant in that little rocker chair? Because it's always existed on the baby list. Why would I want to use your product?
It's because we're the world's only gentle random vibration that's patented to improve breathing and relaxation in newborns. Wait,
I love that. You just emphasize random. Why did you emphasize that word?
Yeah, it's because that is the essence of the technology. All the vibrations out there that have been sold in consumer products use a monotonous, repetitive vibration. What the scientists and the physicians discovered at Harvard, UMass, and MGH is that by randomizing the vibration, it actually boosted the brain's control over breathing and heart rate. That's how our technology and our vibration is so very different. And back to the car analogy, it's like a car ride, right? It's gentle inside a car, but that road surface changes. And so there's a very gentle vibration in the car, and that's what gets a baby to relax, just like our bassinet pad. So we believe that as we build more and more credibility with the healthcare community, physicians, nurses, and therapists, and they start documenting for us how it provides additional health benefits to babies, that will also play to our advantage in the consumer market.
Nice. How are you taking care of yourself during this time? I mean, you as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner, you're running hard, you're fast every day, all day.
Yeah.
And this happens. How are you able to balance that work, and you want to make sure that everything is done so properly? You don't want to let people down. You can see traction. You are like growing. And then how do you balance like your sanity?
So you have to, any entrepreneur knows, and as you well know, you have to find time for yourself. So with the blessing of my family in February, when much of this hit, I went and bought a 45-year-old motorcycle for $900, and on evenings.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Not laughing at you, sort of. Like, what?
45-year-old motorcycle for $900. And I'm happy to say that in this whole period of the epidemic, or the pandemic, that it's been rebuilt and it runs great, and it's my go to the beach bike now.
Nice. I love it. You are so adorable. All right, so you have the bike. Your family, like, I mean, you're spending time, obviously you're spending a lot of time with the family. How are you making sure that your team member, your brand new team member, is like balancing the work and the personal life as well?
Well, you know, we start every weekly meeting and every monthly review with the priority number one on the top of our list, which is have fun, stay healthy. And we talk about that first before we talk about anything else. Are you having fun? Are you staying healthy? What are you doing to have fun? What are you doing to stay healthy? So that's our important reminder, at least on a weekly and on a monthly basis.
I have to say this. One of the things that I like about a small business, you see the person's face. You have to ask, how are you? And you have to wait and hear what they say, because it's a small business. And with large companies, I'm moving too fast, and everyone is moving too fast. Not that they're not caring about their employees, but it's a whole entire different dynamic when you're a small, medium business. You're more invested in your people to actually hear them in real time versus just like an email or things like that.
Yeah, and when you're small too, it's really a partnership. It's not an employer-employee relationship as much. You really rely on each other, because you know, we, like anything else, when you're moving fast, things slip between the cracks, and so we kind of catch each other and help each other along the way. So that really helps too.
Absolutely. At this moment, there are so many people that they're realizing and noticing pain points everywhere. There are pain points everywhere for a lot of people. A lot of people are sitting at home and realizing, hey, you know what? I want to start my own business. I want to do my own thing. What would you say to a person that is thinking about or wanting to start their own businesses? And what are the pros and cons of doing that?
Yeah, so especially to the near 40 million people that have gone on unemployment in the last couple of months, you know, my statement to them would be, what are you waiting for? Yes, there are inherent risks in starting any new business. However, at the end of the day, what this pandemic has proven is that it's really your family and your best friends that's who you can count on most. Everything else is conditional. So if you can take control of your own destiny by starting your own business, you're going to be in a much better place despite the risks and the difficulties in doing it. And you know, what I'm finding is that there's been a lot of talk about the gig economy, but more and more people are breaking out on their own, starting businesses in some of the basic areas of services that every community needs. I have to have a tree cut down. I met 3 new entrepreneurs who just started their tree cutting business in the last year and a half, and they all seem to be doing fine. So whatever it is you think you can do, you could probably make a business out of it. So it's worth the risk, because in the end, again, It's all up to you. You don't have to really rely on anybody else to make your future for you.
Oh my God, it's so true on so many different levels. And again, I always think I'm an entrepreneur by necessity, not by desire. And I started my company 10 years ago when the world imploded the last time. And so looking back then and to now, I understand the anxiety that people are having, the ones that want to actually start a business. I get it. I was there. And then I see how this time around, I'm just so more relaxed and more focused because it's just a different game. It's a different game. I know what I do. I know what I can offer. I see so many people doing so many great things. I see stores around my neighborhood that are like, they've pivoted and they've found brand new ways to keep their companies going. Yes, you're not making the money that you did like a pre, but boy, oh boy, post, if you were active during, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I agree. And for businesses that really require capital in order to succeed, my message is it will be there. When you look at what's happening with the stock market over the last month and you start scratching your head, why is it happening? I think one of the conclusions is, well, where else would you put your money but in America, in our economy, and with the people of America, with all the ingenuity that they have. This is a great place to make investments with entrepreneurs that have great ideas that are willing to work hard, and the capital will find you if you just keep at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You are in the life science field. You are with a product that look, there's studies, but some people might think he's not a doctor. He's not a researcher. He's not a scientist. He's a business guy. Why should I listen to him? Why should I be engaged with him? Like, what are you doing or saying to prove to me that I should be involved with you?
Yeah, as it relates to the clinical benefits of the technology to infants, don't listen to me. Start listening to Dr. David Pedafar, who's a co-founder with me. Start listening to the advisors that will be adding on. Right now, we've engaged several different infant sleep research experts that we hope to be bringing on board that will be talking about our technology and the benefits. And going back to what I said earlier, our outreach to pediatricians, neonatologists, nurses, and therapists, we expect to build over time, and we want them to speak to the parents out there rather than myself. Because you're right, at the end of the day, I'm just a person that knows how to put together a business and how to make it run. I am not an infant sleep expert.
This is me. Like I get to the point where I'm like, I could ask this question, but I could ask this question, but I'm not there yet. How do you? What are you seeing that? How did the corona situation affect the industry that you are in every day now? You're in it every day. You have these connections all over the country, all over the world. How do you see that this has affected them, and what do you and how are they going to get out of it?
Yeah, well, boy, there's so many different ways that it's affected. It's hard to me to pick, like the top one right away, but I'll just throw out at least two.
I know, I apologize. I was dancing around the question and I'm like, my God, it's like such a hard thing to ask, but it's up there in my mind.
Yeah, so unfortunately, one of the big, previous to COVID-19, one of the biggest issues in health issues in America that was talked about continuously for months is the opioid epidemic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you heard much about the opioid epidemic in the last 3 months?
Zero. Literally zero.
Exactly. And so all of the research talent and a lot of the work that was being done to come up with new solutions and to basically get our epidemic dealing with opioids under control has really been put on hold as some of our best and brightest have tackled the COVID-19 issues instead. And that includes folks at the National Institute of Health. It includes physicians in hospitals, nurses, et cetera. It just runs through the ranks. So that's been a huge, huge impact. On the consumer side, right? Consumers want, products that they can count on, and they want to make sure that it's delivered to them safe through Amazon. So, we're finding that there's probably a lot more traffic now on Amazon than there ever was before for baby care products. Previous to COVID-19, most of the traffic for baby products was split 50-50 between independent baby sites and Amazon. And I believe, without a lot of empirical data, that Amazon's become a much greater force in the last 3 months as it relates to the purchase and sale of infants products, whether it's a sleep product or it's an everyday care item product.
Where do you want your company to be in a couple of months? I'm not even going to say it in years, but in a couple of months.
I want years. I want years.
I don't want to say years because we don't know what this world is like going to be. So me saying years doesn't make sense for me. So where do you want it to be in a couple of months? And then, okay, just to appease you, where do you want it to be for a couple of years from now?
So I like to fold the future into the present, right? Start way out, where do you want to be, and then come back into the next 90 days. So I'm going to start with the future, right? Our mission is to make this technology available, which means affordable, so that it can be used by every baby in the world. This mattress, this bassinet pad, which helps healthy and infants with conditions breathe, relax, and sleep, should be used by every baby the first 100 days, every baby worldwide. So the gold standard, if you will, of bassinet mattresses is what we want it to become. So 90 days from now, I want to see a successful Amazon launch, a launch of a new derivative of our product, which will appease some people's concerns as it relates to a cardboard baby box. And we'll be announcing an advisor or two. So that's really one of, and possibly a breakthrough study into healthy infant sleep. Not the results, but announcing that we'll be doing this study.
Beautiful. Excellent. All right, so my last question to you, personally and professionally, what is your ask for everyone that is watching this right now? What is your personal ask, personally and professionally?
So my ask is, forgive my hair, because it's definitely COVID-19 hair.
What do you mean? I like it. I like it a lot. It's great.
It's out of control. So if what I've said during our conversation here today resonates with anybody, the idea that Prapela, like a car ride, relaxes newborns with a random gentle vibration, and it's totally unique in the world, and you know a parent that's about to have a baby or recently had a baby, would just be so grateful for you informing them about our work, our technology, and what we do. That would be my biggest ask of everyone that's watching this. And I guess the secondary ask would be, not just me, but please continue to support all the small businesses and the startups that are out there, because we are the engine of this country, and if not this country, perhaps the entire world.
You couldn't have said it any better, my friend, because I know you. I know how hard you work. I mean, you work tirelessly doing this. I'm always impressed where any time that I was able to help you with something, you could pivot just like that. I mean, like, you were just amazing. You listen, you want to grow the company. You seek out the best advisors, you seek out the best to get this technology into the right hands. And so, and also you're a rock star because you go for every single grant. I mean, like the tireless nights of like, I didn't sleep again tonight because I'm writing another grant proposal because I know I can get this grant, and you get the grants. And because you believe in what you're doing, and you can really speak to the knowledge that you have gained for a person that's not known to be in the industry. But you are now an expert you have been an expert in this industry for quite some time. So I appreciate that you're here. I appreciate that you're helping so many communities, and like you've elevated from just the children that have gone from opioid addiction, or births, I should say, to children that have other elements as they are born, to healthy babies. You're providing the service for all babies so that way they have a fighting chance. And that right there, my friend, is commendable on 10,000 levels.
Thanks.
Thank you for your time. Thanks for taking time out of your day. I know you're busy.
Thanks for seeing me. Thanks for thinking of me. Are you kidding me?
I mean,
it's great to see you.
You guys are, again, you guys are stuck with me. I mean, if you come into my life, you're stuck with me forever and a day. And whenever it is a way that I can help you and get your stories out. And that's my biggest thing, to get as many amazing stories out there. I'm going to do it because I'm proud of you guys. So why not?
Thanks.
Thanks.
Can't wait to see you in person.
Oh, definitely. And then after, when this is done, I'm going to come back to you guys for a quickie and ask what happened during your 90 days, or like at the end of the season. I'm like probably the end of summer. I'll touch base again and see how you guys are doing.
Sounds great.
All right. Thanks, John.
Thanks, Jody. See ya.